You're listening to the BOTB Football Show with TJ Weber.
Let me tell you something. I'm on fire. You better listen to me. If you want to win this week, listen to TJ Weber.
Zach Zook.
I think that they're going to come out and just absolutely shit rail the Eagles.
Big Webb.
Where's the beer?
And Nick Yale.
God, that was huge.
And welcome into Cafe Telegraph, 2650 Telegraph Road for week number 6. Six.
Love to see it. Good to be back, boys. How are we doing this fine morning?
Beautiful. It's sunny, blue skies here on Telegraph Road.
A little
Here at
chilly.
Cafe
Yeah,
T.
cold weather is officially here.
I love to see it, baby. I love the cold weather.
Yeah,
Football weather.
Yeah, it's officially football weather. You know, you got the repping the Missouri Tigers. Big win over Ole Miss. Ole Piss last night. And now they're leading the SEC East, so look out. Look out.
Uh-oh.
The inventors of homecoming did a good job on homecoming.
They did.
Love
they
to
did.
see it.
Yeah, how'd it go? It was, you guys, I guess, both didn't get to go to homecoming.
No,
but
did not. Was working for Brews in the Balcony in the BOTB football show. You know, we're here early. We said no adult beverages on Saturday nights anymore, so we got to keep a clear mind because
we literally had a beer chug off as a video content
We
piece
did.
yesterday. So
we
I mean,
did.
I don't think that's bullshit.
Rules are rules.
Yeah, I don't know where you were, but
It was good, but no, glad the Fighting Tigers secured the W. And
I'll tell you what, I was a little worried when Ole Miss rolled out with the light blue helmets. That's typically a sign that they're gonna do well. But we
helmets.
still beat them.
Zook loves those uniforms.
big uniform.
Said something about the Bears with oh no, they got that jersey on.
Zook is
I'm telling you, I knew Iowa was gonna lose the second they rolled out those all yellows last night. I was like, they're not winning.
no
you
shit.
can't win. It's like the
can't win
Steelers
in
were in the
those.
Bumblebees.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes they win because they shock the other team. Like, I can't believe they would wear something like that.
What-
Well,
type of thing.
it's like it messes with your mind because they are just so visually frightening.
Is there anything worse than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle jerseys?
Those are you mean? Is there anything better?
Is
than
there
the
anything
creamsicles?
worse? What do you think the worst
I love the creamsicles.
uniform in the NFL is?
Those Packers throwbacks that they wear every year
Those are
with like
pretty
the
bad.
brown
Those are bad.
They're not
helmets.
worse than the Bumblebees, though.
Bumblebees got to
The
take
Bumblebees
it.
are the
Bumblebee
worst.
with the striped socks.
Those are also very disgusting. So
yeah.
take your pick on that one.
Those are rough, man. Okay, so we welcome you back in again to Cafe Telegraph here for week number 6 of the BOTB Football Show. God bless all of our great sponsors. We would not be here without them. Cafe Telegraph, 2650 Telegraph Road, the best smoked meats in town. Come on over. We'll be watching football all day. You'll see me winning games. You'll see Nick losing games. It's a great time. You got Kay Roberts from Remax Gold. We talked about her a lot on this show, but I personally, so big news, we can officially say it on the BOTB Football Show. It was said last week on Brews. Laura and I, my wife and I, have officially gotten a house. We are closing on a house in the next couple weeks, so thank you.
Congratulations.
God bless you. Which means new studio for Brews in the Balcony, all the fixes. We're going to
Yes.
get all this legit shit, basically. I mean, this is going to be great. I don't know how else to explain it, Nick, but it's going to be great.
Flat screens, neon lights, the whole 9 yards. Man.
Office.
More
is-
square footage.
More square footage,
like
yeah.
double the square footage. It's
Which
like
is
two and a
nice.
half times the size of the new. Of
So
the,
now
the
I got
current
to work
studio.
to knock things over now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's honestly my favorite part is everything will have a place because we know TJ and I are exact opposite. When it becomes he's messy, I'm clean, and so everything actually will be in storage
Random shot
and
low,
not
okay.
laying all
Random.
over
Yeah,
the
that was-
Random
freaking
low shot, all right.
studio. TJ's fingernails still will be all over the desk though. That
is a weird thing
that
I do.
is,
I pick my fingernail. I don't know. It's a whole
Me,
thing.
me too. Me
I don't
too.
know.
It happens.
Don't need to get into
It's
that.
a nervous habit, but okay. All right, Nick. So Kay Roberts Remax Gold, again, we would not have had the great experience we had of getting a house that we wanted at the right time, timely, without Kay Roberts from Remax Gold. She's the best. Give her a call, 314-409-4113. Personally, too, she's my aunt, and people might say, "Oh, you're just plugging, something for your aunt."
No.
I'm telling you, man, she is spectacular. She has been, multiple people that have used her too, just through, my radio show reads for her and everything else have said that she's fantastic. That don't know her because she's the nicest person in the world, and she works around the clock for you. So you have to go call Kay Roberts right now, 314-409-4113, the best real estate agent in St. Louis. Also, shout out Family Finance Mortgage, Sarah Barron. Sarah has also been working with me and Laura to get our house ready to go, get our finances in order. She's always working around the clock as well. She's quick to respond to us right away. She's been fantastic. So please give her a call too, 636-282-4900. That's 636-282-4900. Or also email her, Sarah@familyfinancemortgage.com.
They didn't want to hang out with us.
Yeah, we had some people kind of walking in.
They can come in. Yeah, you can
bring it in.
They didn't want to hang out.
We want people in here.
Yeah,
Beers on Nick.
Beers on Nick. We want
That hurt my
people in
feelings.
here.
He came in, looked right at me, and said, "No, thank you."
He's like, nah. He's like, I don't like.
Do we scare people away?
I
Is that
don't
what's
like
happening?
God.
Well, they come in here and you know it's early on, and they actually open at I think 11. But for the show, they open it up for us. They open up for the listeners early at 10:30, and so some people they get nervous and like, oh no, doing like a private show.
You know, I think it's the lights. That makes
so?
us look so official that people are like, "We're interrupting a newscast."
I can't come
Live
in
from
here.
Cafe T.
Breaking news. Yeah, there's nothing breaking here.
So shout out to Sarah
Except for
Barron,
hearts.
636-282-4900, Sarah@familyfinancemortgage.com. Cannot thank her and Kay enough for all the help they've given us for buying our new house. We could not have done it without them. And also shout out to St. Louis Distillery, our final sponsor for the BOTB football show. Fantastic spirits, including Brew Vodka. They also have a great sense of humor. If you go on their website and it says, are you 21 years of age? And you say no, because you accidentally click it, it goes to nickjr.com. So they're hilarious people.
Troll experts. Yeah, go over to STL Distillery and tell them Brews in the Balcony sent you, and you can get a free tasting, free tour with those guys. So great people over there at STL Distillery.
All right, gentlemen, week 6. Week 5 was tough. Went back and forth.
Week 5 was fine.
We'll get to who won later on. You can imagine if you're looking at
spoiler alert,
where the crown's at. As far as storyline-wise goes, not a ton going on around the league this week. Not really a lot of big news stories. Nick, you brought up – well, first, let's go with this. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the big story because they are not only down to their backup quarterback. They're down to now their third-string quarterback. Mason Rudolph gets absolutely annihilated last week. Like, they thought he was, like, in trouble. Like,
Took
he
his
went
face
limp.
mask off.
His body went limp. Like,
yeah.
not good.
I remember you commented last week saying that, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen this clip, but Javid Best, he used to be a running back for the Detroit Lions. When he played for Cal, he had a play where he was jumping into the end zone. He got pushed like by his ass in the air and went up really high, and he comes down and lands on like his spine and his neck.
Yeah, I remember that.
He literally went limp like that, like did not move.
Or you're paralyzed.
And it was just scary as shit. So good thing that Mason Rudolph's good to go. I mean, like good to go as in like okay. As far as football-wise, he's out for a little bit. But Devlin Hodges gets the start today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Does anybody know anything about Devlin Hodges?
What we do know is what he did when he came in the game last week, and he looked fairly good. I mean, he got some stuff done. Now he's got a week of practice. I look for reasonable things out of him.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. I don't know where he went to school, what his background is, but I know his nickname is Duck, and he's hilarious on Twitter. He's been announced as the starter, he just tweeted out quack.
he is a good follow on Twitter. I think he's
a funny guy.
I think he was on Barstool this week. His education is Samford University.
Samford.
So from Samford, Devlin Hodges.
A lot of powerhouse prospects coming out of that.
I know nothing about him. Who are the Steelers playing this week?
Steelers are playing the Chargers on Sunday Night Football.
Ah, that's right.
On the road.
So he's under the big lights, too. I mean, no messing around. Here's prime time, big boy. Let's go.
He seems quirky enough that he could have a little bit of that Minshew Mania type feel to him.
That's kind of
what
I was just thinking that. You know, he's a little bit out there, a little bit different, a little bit quirky, and that could give him some swagger and maybe pull off the upset against old P. Rivers and the Chargers.
Okay, so there you go. I have nothing else to say about Devlin Hodges.
We know nothing about him. But
I think it's a sick-ass name, Devlin Hodges. The guy has to be decent. Like I think he would probably throw at least 2 touchdowns today just because of his name. So, I don't know. Devlin Hodges, I kind of dig it.
Devlin Hodges worth 14 points. There you go.
Dad, what's his name again?
I think Devlin.
Devlin.
I can't wait for the graphics that they'll inevitably unveil on Sunday Night Football tonight. They will have a package with a duck on it.
You think so?
If there was a prop on that, I would take it.
We just need to have a segment of this show where Big Web just has to read names. Like, he just goes down and reads a list. We give him the names, and he just has to read them straight off and see how bad he does.
It sounds like a Bruise segment, man.
It does.
It really does. All right, so we'll see how old Haji does today.
Old Hodge guy.
Another one Nick brought up to me, O.J. Howard trade rumors going around. The Bucks currently down. This is the first time we've done a show during a live football game, actually. Yeah. So usually the games don't start till noon. But
actually,
Panthers
before you say that, I really like the Panthers today.
Yeah.
I love the, I mean,
minus 18 or
so
no, I like a minus 16.5. Yeah.
just that. That's all.
Currently winning 27-10 in London. They're in London.
Oh, how do you do?
Yeah. I tell you what, does Kyle Allen, I mean, does he like to play football?
He's
is he
the
all
real
right?
deal, man, undefeated.
I keep talking shit on that guy and like, oh, Cam's the guy. Like Cam's going to take over his job. But Kyle Allen's playing all right, man.
I mean, if you need a waiver wire quarterback in a bye week, I mean, look no further than Kyle Allen and what he's doing there for Carolina. I mean, just tearing it up. Granted, the Panthers defense is doing more of the work today. Yes. 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery so far. So they're kind of making it easy for Kyle Allen, but he's undefeated still as the Panthers QB.
Crazy.
I mean, for all the injuries that have happened for the quarterbacks this year, the backups are doing well. I mean, New Orleans is going to have a problem with Teddy Bridgewater.
I keep talking shit on Teddy. He keeps throwing touchdown passes. I don't know what it is.
Undefeated.
Steady offense, and now next week Newton's supposed to be coming back. I don't know.
Well, and people forget that Kyle Allen comes from actually a pretty high pedigree. He was one of the top recruits coming out of high school. Fell off a little bit in college and obviously wasn't drafted in the first round, but at a young age, 17, 18, when he was headed off to school, many projected him as a future first-round pick. So not incredibly surprising to see him having a little bit of success. I actually thought, though, that Will Grier was going to eventually take the backup role, and I really like him coming out as a mid-round guy to have success. But it turns out it's Kyle Allen.
I tell you what, Christian McCaffrey, too, maybe the best fantasy player ever. Like the guy literally touches the ball like two times every couple downs.
2 touchdowns today already, so definitely. And Carolina is always one of those teams that's like they either suck or they're really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tampa Bay is the same way. Like they're good one week, terrible the next week. I mean, you saw what they did against the Rams, and now here they are just absolutely crapping the bed against Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, that's Tampa.
I will say, though, that Carolina, that has a lot to do with Newton, though, because he's always been like that. He's just, certain times he'll just be terrible, and then he'll be a stud. And a lot of times it's in the second half of a game. The first part of the game, he's like, I'm just kind of like lollygagging around. And then all of a sudden when they need him, he'll come. But
he does that.
That's why they're kind of hot and cold in my mind, I think.
Well, I just don't know what to take from the Panthers ever because, you're with Cam the entire year. He does have some shoulder issues last year. They missed the playoffs, and Kyle Allen walks in and is about to go 4-2 unless something crazy happens here. But he just looks like poise. I mean, so these backups come in and all of a sudden just take over.
My question for you guys is, what do you do with these guys once the starters come back? I mean, Drew Brees obviously is going to be coming back from New Orleans, and Cam Newton's probably going to be coming back for the Panthers. You got Kyle Allen on the bench. I mean, the trade deadline's coming up. Do you ship him out? Or, I mean, I think for Kyle Allen, you keep him because that's your future. But for a guy like Teddy, who is a starter in the NFL, was a starter, had a lot of time off with the injuries, now is a starter again. But then you got Breeze. I mean,
it depends. It depends which team and what situation. For New Orleans, I would certainly just kind of lock him down and keep him as long as you can as a solid backup to Breeze. But in a Carolina situation, you've got Newton, who is so volatile as far as I'm concerned. I would certainly hang on to Allen.
Well, Teddy had the chance to leave New Orleans and become a starter for the Dolphins, and he said, no, thank you. And how great of a move has that turned out to be? So I think New Orleans knew, hey, we have a 39-year-old quarterback. We have to be in the expensive backup QB market. So they're paying Teddy a decent amount of money to do exactly what he's doing now. So I think Drew Brees is set it and forget it. When he's healthy, he's going to be back in the starting lineup. But as far as the Panthers, I think that their offense works better under Kyle Allen, and I think they would ride him out even if Cam's shoulder was healthy enough to come back. I think they do he's still coming back.
Yeah,
he's still coming back.
Like they're doing Nick Foles in Jacksonville,
or eventually put him on IR because Allen fits this offense way better than Cam does right now.
For sure, the record shows it. Absolutely.
So it's proof is in the pudding.
So what are you guys' thoughts about O.J. Howard, real quick? I mean, he literally has been a non-factor this year. I mean, he's not even a huge name, really.
Well,
we're low on storylines.
Yeah, I mean, tight ends in the league in general are kind of having a tough year. There's not really a tight end in the league that's been a good go-to. George Kittle has been pretty solid for San Francisco. Will Dissly's actually been pretty good in Seattle. But as far as O.J. Howard goes, I don't see why they wouldn't trade him. I mean, they've been using Mike Evans and Chris Godwin heavy throughout these past few weeks. And O.J. Howard, I think, is yet to see the end zone this season. So as the tight end rule, I mean, if you can get something for him, because he's a good tight end, a proven tight end, and if you can ship him to a contender, like a New Orleans or a New England, I mean, see what you can get for him.
That's kind of the situation when you are a tight end, though. I mean, when those guys are like a high-profile tight end, when he's being used in the passing game, his name's very high and he's getting a ton of touches. But when they got other receivers, 3 or 4 more guys they can hit, the tight end's kind of like the last guy. Yeah. And all of a sudden, if there's a few games ago, you kind of forget about that guy. He kind of slides under the radar.
For sure.
Well, keep this in mind, though, too. The Bucs drafted him with a first-round pick. What do you think you can get back for him? A 4th, a 5th, maybe?
Yeah.
Because he's coming to the end of his hold on to him. And the return on your investment is going to be terrible. And so, although he's not really a fantasy factor, he hasn't been much of a factor in the receiving game. He's still a dependable guy that you can use to block in the run game and use as a blanket underneath. So I think the Bucs would be kind of stupid to get rid of him. If you don't want him, let him play out the contract, and then if you don't want to re-sign him, just don't re-sign him.
Yeah.
But I just don't think you're going to get what he's worth.
His value in the offseason was a lot better than it is right now.
Oh, without a doubt. Well, because last
Definitely.
season they used him a lot more in the offense than they have this season. They just haven't gone to him yet this year. And really, that's their entire offense is Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Even the run game they view as a little bit of the goal line, but outside of that, their run game has been kind of a non-factor as well.
They're the perfect example why this league is just crazy.
Right.
I mean, you go into L.A. and put 55 on the Rams, and then you really just shit the bed last week, and then this week, you let the Panthers basically just march down the field, and you can't just do anything.
But
Jameis
they're
Winston's just so up and down.
They're in London.
They are in
though.
London. They're in London, yeah.
They like fish and chips.
Sound like you're from London.
Lovely.
That was very bad. I was going to say brutal bad, very bad. Brutally bad. That's what that accent was.
Let's see. Grant chimes in. Shout out to my brother who just got in his top #1 fraternity that he wanted. So shout out to Grant.
Grant, sorry about the Ole Miss loss.
Oh, yeah, that's
not.
tough. He says, just tuning in, Chase Edmonds or David Johnson. Johnson is playing but maybe limited, so Edmonds is the backup for the Cardinals.
True.
And
Yeah.
it all depends on how much he plays.
Grant, I have David Johnson in my main league with my high school buddies, and if he suits up, you got to play him because if he scores a touchdown, I mean, you're gonna kick yourself for it. So always play the stud, and if Chase Edmonds scores, Chase Edmonds scores.
Yeah, don't try to get picky with these guys and try to find somebody cute on the waiver wire, play, the backup, because that's always going to screw you, especially if the starter's in.
And then Seth comes in. He says, both teams suck. Chargers win by 6, talking about Steelers and Chargers. Those
is
two
true.
teams especially. I mean,
That's what, I
don't get the Chargers either.
Zook keeps picking the Chargers.
Chargers are hurt.
Well,
That's their problem.
Well, I mean, you keep picking them in your locks on these weeks, and I just don't buy into Los Angeles at all.
No, that's fair. I mean, they
never
play
have.
in a rinky-dink stadium, but they were a really, really, really good football team last year. Maybe a step away from contending for an AFC title, and I think it really just boils down to the Chiefs and the Pats were that good that they really never had a chance to get there. But especially tonight, you have them going against a third-string quarterback in prime time with all the weapons offensively.
But
it's been the defensive injuries that have really hurt the Chargers this season.
They're weird, man. And now with Melvin Gordon back, too, I feel like it almost complicates things more because of how well Eckler played without him there. So I don't know.
Yeah, Jeremy chimed in on the line, said Ravens, Cowboys, Chargers, teaser, lock it in, Yale. So we'll get to Big Web later on that if he likes that teaser. But Chargers, yeah, I think Jeremy has Melvin in our fantasy league. And yeah, Keenan Allen's had a good year for Los Angeles, really kind of bounced back. And Phillip Rivers, he can have a good week. He can have a bad week. He's one of those quarterbacks. It's like, which one are you going to get? Are you going to get the inconsistency, or are you going to get the veteran that's driving down the field at the last minute to to cover the spread.
And on the Pittsburgh side of things, they have been in every single game.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
really tight scores in our games, even with quarterback out. Roethlisberger was unhealthy at the beginning of the year, lost him. Now this quarterback's out. We got the new guy. Their offense has got a quack in it.
Winning culture, and that's the one
Winning
thing.
culture.
That's the one thing you worry about with the Chargers is because the Pittsburgh pass rush keeps them in these games with T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward.
Right.
They're able to create enough pressure to help out their back end, and then their offense can score enough points
Yes.
typically to make the games
Well,
close.
and
But
they
we'll see what they do with the third stringer.
And they shut down. I know it was the Bengals, but they shut down the Bengals passing game, just annihilated it. And they have Minkah Fitzpatrick in at safety there, so that's really going to be the matchup to watch against Keenan Allen and Phillip Rivers. How well are they going to be able to utilize that passing game, and how much are they going to use Melvin Gordon on the ground?
You're always welcome to get involved on Facebook Live. You can also get involved on our voicemail inbox, 314-877-8597. It's also open for text. So if you want to send text, you're like, I don't want my name out there. I got a hot take, but if I go wrong, I want to fake my name. 314-877-8597. That's fine. But appreciate everybody getting involved as always. Guys, let's go to last week. Before we go to the panel picks, the leader still in the BOTB football pick, Mark Hessler with 50. I mean, he's got a 4-pick lead right now.
I know.
In the BOTB pick. He's had 4 consecutive 10-pick weeks.
I was going to say 5 weeks, 50 wins, averaging 10.
Now, it does count the 2. He won on Thursday with New England. He's winning right now with Carolina. That's what it's getting into, but technically 48 through 5 weeks. It's pretty good.
TJ, you're right there, too, tied 46
Well,
points.
of course I am. I mean, would you expect anything else?
Second, I'm in 4th, tied with Noel and Wedwick at 43. So we're right up there at the top, but then you go all the way down to the bottom, and that's where Tony Weber is at 33.
I'm trying to rest up for the rest of the season. We like to get,
You
ramped
are,
up, ready to go.
last
Second
week,
half charge.
You had 5 right, 5 past 2 weeks you've gotten right. 5 out of 16. That's not great.
That's not what counts.
That's
Nick.
that's not ideal.
Well, what does count, as Big Web will say, is his parlays of the week and his teasers of the week, which have been dominating. What are you still up, $200?
Still up $200. We got bit by the Kansas City over. Otherwise, we would have hit both last week. 2 out of 3 last week. But that's okay. We got some surprises for it.
Still profiting, though.
That's
I
right.
mean, that's what
That's all that matters.
The money, you're in the green.
That's right. That's right.
All right, gentlemen, top fantasy pickups of the week. Nick, I'll start with you. You're kind of the fantasy go-to. I actually have one this week. So, Nick, you go first.
Well,
Don't take mine.
I mean, kind of hard because one of my top fantasy pickups of the week are both playing right now. I had the Panthers D was one of them. I added them off the waiver wire, and they are proving correct with 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery. And I think I had Ronald Jones as my other one. He has a touchdown for Tampa Bay. I told you guys last week to stash him on the bench for a bye week with some of these buys coming up for running backs. And now that's proving correct. As far as, I'm trying to think what my other one was, Zook.
Chris Herndon.
Yes. Okay, Chris Herndon.
He's out today, though. I saw.
Is he really?
He is out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd want him in season long. He literally in practice, because I have him on my team. He hurt his knee or hamstring or something, so he's going to be out like 2 more weeks. How do you even do that?
That's a tough beat because I love Chris Herndon as a tight end coming off that suspension this week. So he is out today. I would still go after him maybe after this week and stash him on your bench because, again, tight ends are kind of thin in this league. And with Sam Darnold coming back, Herndon had a great year last year. Quincy Enunwa injured and out. Robbie Anderson hasn't really done too much at wide receiver for the Jets, but Chris Herndon could be a guy later in the season that could really pay off for you.
That was Darnold's go-to guy
for sure.
down the stretch last year. So I was really hoping that he was going to come back today because Darnold's coming back today.
Yep.
So
That's
they could
why
have
I
picked
said
up right
pick
where
him.
they left off, and now it's going to be a little tougher for him. But, yeah, I still love that pickup.
My big pickup is Malcolm Brown, backup running back for the Rams. Gurley is officially out. Playing against the 49ers, they're going to give him a lot of touches. He's going to have a lot of opportunities outside to catch passes in the backfield, too. This could be a big one, and I'm taking a risk on here because I'm 3-2 in my league right now. I need a win, and I'm sitting Chris Thompson because I'm still waiting. I traded for Saquon when he was hurt. He's coming back a little bit earlier than we thought, but thought it was going to be this week. Instead of him coming back, I had either Chris Thompson or Malcolm Brown. I'm going with Malcolm Brown. Hopefully it doesn't screw me. I don't know. What do you guys think about that with Brown over Thompson?
I think that's a fair move. With
It's a
Gurley,
PPR league, though. That's what hurts is Thompson catches a lot of passes.
Frisco's got a tough run D, man. That's the thing right there. I mean, I think it's going to be tough today.
Yeah. I think Goff's going to spread him out, though. You know what I mean? I think he's going to get the passing game going. It's going to open up stuff for Brown inside. I look for him to be like a goal line guy, like 2 quick touchdowns to give me like 12. You know what I mean?
Here's the one thing that kind of worries me about Brown is he won the backup job to Gurley, which I think is a highly coveted position this season because of Gurley's knee. But they also drafted a kid out of Memphis, Darrell Henderson. And I wonder how the carries are going to be split between the two because obviously Brown was the top backup when Gurley was in there. But I wonder if it was because he knew the offense better because he's an NFL veteran. And if Henderson, who is probably a more talented runner of the football, but just probably doesn't know the offense as well, if he rips off a couple of big gainers, if he gets more playing time. But Malcolm Brown is obviously going to be the guy at the goal line.
Right.
And he's obviously going to be the guy in there in passing situations because they don't trust Henderson. That's why he hasn't played at all this season.
Right.
So
that's what I was worried about.
I think Brown's a great pickup this week. And that scheme with the LA Rams is designed to run first to open up the pass. So I think he'll have a good day.
Yeah, I like the pick, and I was just against Thompson because – or I was like on the fence about taking him or Thompson because Chris Thompson's a great PPR running back, and he's consistently going to get you 10 points. He's not going to get you 30. He's not going to get you a ton. He's not going to get you 2. He'll get you an even 10, but I'm hoping Brown is like a 17 to 20 range today, and we'll see what happens. Big Web, do you have any fantasy pickups? I know you're really doing well in your league.
I do, man. I do. And don't be making fun of my league. So I realize this is a bold prediction, but Kyler Murray today is playing the Atlanta Falcons. He will shit rail the Falcons today with his feet and his arm. You watch.
Right. Also, Michael Gallup for Dallas. I know Big Web has had him in past weeks. He's been banged up a little bit this year, but they're playing the Jets. Dak and Michael Gallup have looked good this year so far when they're both healthy. So look for that matchup to just be going on all day long.
They're coming off a tough week. I love the boys this week. I think Dak will throw it all over the yard.
Jeremy loves the boys this week in his teaser, so that's who he
there you go.
Absolutely.
If you guys do have any questions for fantasy, we can answer them throughout the entire show. So drop them in that comment section on Facebook Live, or again 314-877-8597. Send us a little texty text.
A little
texty text. You know. All right, let's get this over with.
I'm not even gonna wear it. I'm just gonna hold it up. Just champion again. Like a belt. Like a champion belt.
It doesn't even fit you. You don't deserve to wear it 4 times.
I mean, you love to see it. Yeah, it's just I'll wear it as a belt.
You broke it. You broke the damn thing. Nick wins again. God, this is getting old.
Congratulations,
wins
Nick.
Again. I mean,
so stupid.
It's just I'm too good.
Oh boy, here's the problem.
I had a clear head last week, and let me tell you, I would just like to point this out here. That Big Web, if we can find the audio, said I was guaranteed to lose on the Saints last week. And again, it's this Bucs team. People are high on the Bucs because they put up 55 against the Rams. Oh, Tampa Bay. This Tampa Bay team is fake. They are not for real unless when I need Mike Evans to have a touchdown. Last week, didn't even have a single catch, and Lattimore was on him, like he said, Zook. So that matchup, they shut him down. Teddy touchdowns, did his thing. Alvin Kamara and the boys win in the Dome and helped me secure the crown for a 4th time. The push also helped me.
Yeah, that was what I lost by a push.
Yeah, you lost by a push.
And
so that's what otherwise you and me would have been tied, I believe.
Yeah,
congratulations, Nick.
Great job, Nick.
Thank you.
Idiot. BOTB football standings from last week. Nick goes 4-2. He's at 19-13 overall. Woo! As you can see on the screen in first place. Zook is right behind him at 15-16. He goes 3-2. Me and Big Web, not great weeks, go 2-4. I'm at 14-18. Big Web is at 10-21.
I'm the only one turning
Here I
out.
come. Here I come.
I'm the only one turning out positive results right now. That's profiting from my selections. So
that's not good. We need to get above 500.
Follow me. Don't follow these guys.
I collected a lock last week. You didn't see that down that yellow stripe?
No,
down
I
there?
see it on the bottom
Okay.
yet. Big Web 1-3 now on
There you
locks.
go.
Finally
Thank
got
you.
his one. Zook, I believe, pushed on his lock. Is that right? So you're 1-3.
I'm going the reverse of last year. I got off to a hot start on locks
tough
last
beat.
year, so I'm going to be down the stretch.
Nick, 4-1 on locks. Me, don't take my lock for a couple weeks. I got to get back on the train. I'm 0 for the last 2. So
4-1 on lock. I'm leading in locks, leading overall, 4th crown. God, it's just you guys need to get better. You guys need to get better.
All right.
All there is.
Yeah. God,
You
whatever.
You love to see it, don't you, TJ?
All right, so here, boys, we got some fantastic picks this week, and we actually got a little different music here for you. So we got a little music
a
going
little
with the little
upgrade,
show.
eh?
Yeah,
A little
little upgrade.
upgrade.
We did a little production this week. So let's go ahead and start, gentlemen.
Don't say we. You did production this week.
I did production. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, Dad didn't do anything. All right, top 4 games as we go. We always have oddshark.com as our picks. We go with the
This is good.
spreads, and then we have, it's football. This is football music. It's great. It's the brass going on.
What do you think of football? This is what you think of.
So we will have 4 games, top games, the Toilet Bowl game of the week, and we will also have Underdog Pick of the Week and our Locks of the Week. So, gentlemen, we start out in Kansas City. The Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are minus 3.5 points. What do you guys have?
Well, I love Kansas City this week. I would have taken them at 4.5. I'll take them at 3.5. Obviously, Deshaun Watson has been one of the best quarterbacks in football against teams with a winning record. So he comes to play in these big games. But ultimately, I think the Chiefs are going to come into this one pretty pissed off after a loss in prime time at home against the Colts. Do you really see the Chiefs losing back-to-back home games at Arrowhead? I know Patrick Mahomes' health is kind of up in the air with the ankle, but if he plays, he's going to put up numbers, and they get Tyreek Hill back, which is, I mean, it cannot be understated what he does for that team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with the Chiefs here as well. 3.5, so it's moving in our favor. It was 4.5, now down to 3.5. And just the cold weather, Chiefs Stadium, tough to play in. Yeah, they're definitely mad about losing one at home. They're not going to lose another one at home, I don't think, all year. So give me the Chiefs minus 3.5 here.
Big Web?
Texans put up 55 last week. I know that might be a jinx because that's the same number that Tampa put up on the Rams, but they are really scoring points. The Falcons, they were up against the Falcons last week. Falcons don't have much of a defense. Kansas City's defense is kind of middle of the road. But Watson's 10 losses since 2017 have all been within 1 score. Chiefs showed they were human last week. Give me the Texans here plus the points.
Wow. So he goes with the Texans getting 3.5 points. I thought this was going to be a clean sweep. And honestly, I went very back and forth with this game. I'm still not sure where I'm going with it. I'm literally a coin toss on it. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home. I enjoy what Patrick Mahomes has done all season long. And like you said, they're pissed. Zook, they want to win after that stupid loss against Indy. That was just a fluke. I mean, Indy's a good team. Indy's a better team than people think, but they just played not great. So
there are some injuries going on in Kansas City as well. There's a couple linemen out on offense and defense today. So it's kind of a tough week for the Chiefs. Maybe they'll pull it off. I don't know.
All right, so me, Zook, and Nick all go with the Kansas City Chiefs, and Big Web going with the Houston Texans. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are minus 3 points at home. Gentlemen, what do you got?
I like the Rams, and this is another one I feel pretty confident about. The 49ers were ravaged with injuries in their game last weekend against the Browns in prime time. Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback that is out, I think 6 to 8 weeks with a knee issue, is probably their second most valuable player on offense behind Jimmy G. They run him like crazy. He is the lead blocker on all of these outside zones. They use him in the pass game a ton, and they really don't have a ton of weapons in the passing game outside of George Kittle. So that and the fact that they're starting a couple plumbers at left tackle and right tackle. Yeah. They are really beat up in the trenches. So I think the Rams, who really need this victory, if they don't beat the Niners at home, you can kiss the NFC West goodbye.
Yeah.
Because it'll be wrapped up.
Yeah.
So I think the Rams will take this one.
I think the Niners, are going to drop this one. The Rams are too good. They're too good on offense with their group of wide receivers. No Todd Gurley today, which makes it a little tough. But I think TJ's fantasy pick of Malcolm Brown will do pretty well, and the Rams will get the job done. Seems too close to a pick 'em, but I still, even though they're undefeated, am not buying into the San Francisco 49ers. Too many injuries. Tevin Coleman in out, do we know?
Tevin Coleman should be in.
He's playing.
Tevin Coleman in, but and San Francisco has a good run D, but I think that Rams passing is what's going to get the job done for them. They win by at least a touchdown.
So look at this stat. For 49ers, points against 57. Just to give you a little reference point, the Bears have given up 56 on the year. So they are one tough defense, like you said, especially against the run. The Rams have given up 134 points. So I hear what you say, Zook, about those injuries, and I understand that. What's his name? Jurassic? What's his name? Huh?
Jurassic?
Yeah. Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, that's right.
Where we at?
That guy is one hell of a run blocker. Run blocker. So with the two linemen out, they are gonna have a little bit of a tough time, but I think Shanahan's gonna be able to work around those injuries. Give me the Niners here in this ball game.
Man, I really don't like this because Big Web's now out on an island on 2. I'm taking the Rams as well.
He's in the bottom of the basement for a reason.
I think this is going to bite him in the ass, too. I really do. I'm going to take the Rammers.
I like them.
To win this one, to cover, to do everything they need to do in this game.
God.
So Big Web now out on a limb again. I just think the Rams offense is going to move the ball,
He also picked the 49ers in our Pick 4 league, and I was going to take the Rams, and so this could just ruin us in Pick 4 as well.
Gurley's out. Aqib Talib's out.
That's probably an upgrade that Talib's
You take a look,
out.
boys. You take a look.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
All right, so Big Web, again, out on an island. We'll see if he goes way, way, way down in the standings after next week. But you never know.
Yes. The big reversal week 6.
Philly is at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are minus 3.5 points at home. What do you got?
This is a really tough one for me because early on in the week, I was going to pick Minnesota, but I cannot pick the Vikings to win by more than a field goal with Kirk Cousins. It is a noon start. They are at home. This feels like a game that he wins because it's like a big game, but not really that big of a game.
Right.
So, but I know that Philly has their secondary issues. I know the Vikings have 2 really good receivers. That's what scares me about this bet. But Philly is a much better football team.
Yeah.
They just are. I think the Vikings are going to be about 500 all year long. They're 3-2. A loss today would put them at 3-3. I think that's about what they are. Yeah. And Philly needs a win to
they need a win bad.
To get back into the race with the Cowboys in the East. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles here plus 3.5. I mean that's kind of crazy to me.
That is crazy. I'm sticking with this one. This is a must-win game for Philadelphia if they want to have any shot the rest of the season. Carson Wentz has been banged up a little bit, but I think he gets the job done. Looking for Miles Sanders to maybe finally have a big game. I like him this week. I put him in my fantasy squad. Good fantasy option if you want some. If you're looking for a running back, he hasn't had a blow-up week yet because Jordan Howard's kind of their lead back down there. But I'm going with the Eagles plus 3.5.
Big Web.
Gentlemen, I like Philadelphia also here. Not on an island on this one. They got a great run defense versus a great running offense. So this is going to be a good matchup. I believe Philly gets this done on defense. They got a good pass rush. They had 10 sacks last week against the New York Jets. And I think Philadelphia's going to win this game on defense. Give me Philly.
Again, clean sweeps are almost as bad as putting somebody on an island, but I like the Philadelphia Eagles as well. Again, Cousins is going to have 1 week, and he had it a couple weeks ago. They did the job. They got what they needed to do done. Now he's going to suck again because he's still Kirk Cousins. He has a flash-in-the-pan game every once in a while. It's not today. The Eagles are going to win this game. They're going to cover the game. So clean sweep, everybody. Eagles getting 3.5 points. It's the 3.5 too.
Yeah.
If it was 2.5, I'd go Minnesota all day. It's
you would.
the
So
1
you do
point.
think Minnesota's going to win the game?
I think they're going to win, but it's going to be like a last-minute field goal.
I think Minnesota's going to win. Yeah. I mean,
I think the Eagles are going to win.
You think they're going to win?
Yeah, I think they're going to win.
I think the Eagles could win, but they're definitely going to cover.
I think the Eagles are going to
win.
win, but I think Minnesota also could win by like that late field
This
goal.
will come down to the end. Here's the thing with Kirk Cousins. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on this. And this is ultimately a reason why I went with the Eagles over, the mismatch with their secondary to the Vikings receivers. They have a really good pass rush and defensive line, and Kirk Cousins does not do very well against those. So that's why I think he could have a bad game again.
Yeah. Could. Absolutely could. I mean, it's going to be interesting. They're at home. That's the big thing is that they're at home. So it's all about the defense.
Right.
If Carson Wentz can score, but 3.5, I like that spread a lot. Final game we got, me versus Zook, baby. Lions-Packers, Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field. A lot of hype on my Lions right now. I'm not going to say I'm, like, pumped up because I've seen the bad teams. I've seen the good starts. And some of these experts, quote-unquote experts, like to buy in to the Lions right away. And, I've seen it happen where they buy in and I buy in, we're going to go win 12 games this year and we win 4. So, yes, they're good. I think they're going to be good. It's going to be a good game. I'm interested to see what you guys got. Zook, your Packers, what do you think?
Yeah, this is quite a turnaround for both of these teams. I was at Lambeau Field the last time these two teams played on Monday night.
What
two
happened?
Seasons ago. Rodgers was out. Brett Hundley started the game, and the
Detroit
Lions
won.
rolled them.
Detroit won.
Yeah, Detroit won last year.
Yeah, and it was on Monday Night Football 2 seasons ago, and it's on Monday Night Football again. I'm taking the Packers. I do think the Lions are
not
very
hedging your
good.
bet.
Homer.
Not
He's a
hedging your
homer.
bet. Homer.
But no, I'm not hedging it this week. I think the Packers are really good. The Lions have yet to play a game in the division, and I'm interested to see how for real they are. The Lions and Patricia have actually given the Packers a ton of trouble since he's been hired. I believe they beat him twice last year. So the Packers have yet to beat a Patricia Lions team. So prime time at home though, Lambeau Field. I can't bet against them.
Nick?
The Packers, Aaron Rodgers, Lambeau Field. It's their offense is really good, but
Oh, you idiot. I just clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, my
Devontae
gosh.
Adams is out. I like the Lions secondary.
Oh,
TJ
my
Hawkinson is on
gosh.
my fantasy team. Matt Stafford.
This is just like a terrible breakdown. TJ Hawkins on my fantasy team, so it's got to be good.
Friend of the show. Matt Stafford.
Friend of the show.
Matt Stafford is going into Lambeau Field, and they are going to steal one, and the Lions are going to cover.
Dad?
Wow. Hey, Detroit has won 4 in a row against the Packers, and 3 of them are have been in Lambeau Field. Hey, Green Bay's still without Adams, although Jones picked him up last week and scored 4 touchdowns against Dallas. That's pretty solid. But Detroit is for real. Already this year, they beat the Chargers. They beat the Eagles. They almost beat the damn Chiefs. They're coming off a bye. Give me the Lions all day long here.
Y'all know who I'm taking. Come on. I got to take my Detroit Lions, baby. They're going to win the game outright. I really hope this game is a shootout.
Win the game outright?
Win the game outright. The problem is, though, Aaron Rodgers is my fantasy quarterback, and I got to start him at home.
That's
so
always tough.
I'm hoping that the Lions win this game 35 to 28. Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns, and the Lions beat them by 7 on the road again. I got a good feeling, man. Let's go. Detroit Lions are the real deal this year, baby. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to win some games.
Lions are good. What is it, 4.5?
It's right now at 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. So I think it was 4.5. Now it's Green Bay minus 3.5.
Guys are leaving me on an island.
It's
all
not-
I have to say.
It's not going to work.
He's a bad man. He's just a bad man.
He is a bad man. We'll see. I don't know. Rodgers at home scares me as a Lions fan.
The bad
Makes me
man
excited
at
as a
home
fantasy
in
owner.
prime time he's tough.
All right. A toilet bowl game of the week, boys. We got literally the toilet, the dog shit, the bottom of the barrel.
This is
as
the
low as it
worst
gets.
game of the season.
The Washington Redskins and the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are at home. I lost my spot. They're getting 5.5. The Dolphins are getting 5.5 at home. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep this simple. I think I might be out on an island. I am picking the Miami tanking Dolphins to cover this spread for the simple fact that the Redskins should not be 5.5-point favorites to anybody.
I'm going Washington here.
Would Washington be 5.5-point favorites to Bama?
Don't even make that argument.
Don't do that
Don't
argument.
make that.
If the game was in Tuscaloosa?
Yes, any NFL.
Come on,
any NFL
just
team
stop
would
it.
just murder Alabama.
They're
I
still
agree.
millionaires. They're still
No,
millionaires.
I agree. Like almost every year, but they have probably the number one overall pick at Tua playing quarterback.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
No.
Sorry, man.
You're wrong. Don't even try to make that argument.
Now, if you bring back like the all Alabama team, like
yeah,
at their prime,
Now you got something.
That's different. If you have
like the best players of their entire program history, then maybe.
Yes, then you have because
Well, they would roll them if they brought
Yeah, I
back
guess
the
that's
all
true.
back-
If it's
all
all
back.
back.
because that Alabama would be all NFL stars. That's the thing. Every player in Alabama is not NFL.
No,
but not- I'm
and
talking-
I agree with you guys, like on principle,
You're
like
right.
that the
Terrible,
Redskins
terrible
have, the Redskins have
comparison.
53 NFL players.
Just hush your take. Hush
but
your take.
No,
Big
no,
Web.
no. I will not because
I will not.
because they have a ton of first-round picks on their team. They do, and a first-round quarterback.
How much would you want to bet? I mean, I would take the bet in a heartbeat. I would take the bet in a
Well, it
heartbeat.
would never happen.
I know, but I want to bet on it though.
I think that Tua is a better quarterback than whoever the Redskins are starting.
Oh, I thought you guys were gonna bet this game, Miami Washington. Like you guys are betting the fucking worst game of
you
the
can bet-
history of
I'll
sports.
put $5 on. I'll
No,
put $5
I
on
will
total
not.
play.
You could not pay me to
No
bet this
chance.
game.
No?
I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
$5?
No way.
Oh, you're weak.
All right, Big Web.
Well, it's not too exciting. Give me Washington. That's all I care about in that game.
Okay.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put the graphics up anymore. Give me the Dolphins. I don't know.
You know,
I
put-
literally want to be different. I have no
You
idea.
gonna put $5 on it?
No, I don't. I have no.
When are you gonna pay me the $5 that you already owe me
Okay.
from the Saints game?
All right, moving on. So we have now the underdog picks of the week, boys. What do you got? Starting with Zook.
I am going to take the team that seems to always win as an underdog and always lose as a favorite, the Tennessee Titans on the road as dogs, very slight dogs to the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are coming off of a very solid win at home against the Chargers, but can they put it together 2 weeks in a row? I don't think so. I think Tennessee's got a pretty good defense. I think that they're balanced enough offensively. They get enough production from different places with Corey Davis, and A.J. Brown has really come on strong as a really nice second-round pick for them. And they run the ball with Derrick Henry, so they can play physical, and then they can finesse you in the pass game. So I like the Titans this week as a dog.
Nick.
I'm going with Seattle on the road in Cleveland. Cleveland's another one of those teams. Great D with Myles Garrett, can get after the quarterback, but Russell Wilson's a little bit more mobile than the quarterbacks he's faced so far. And I like the Seattle wide receivers, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. And, of course, I got Chris Carson on my fantasy team. So I'm rolling with Seattle. Baker just looks not good, just inconsistent throughout. Some weeks he's on, most weeks he's off. I don't think Cleveland's going to get the job done at home. And it's only a 2.5-point spread, I think, at the moment, favoring
That was
Cleveland.
like 1.5.
Yeah,
even.
it might.
It's actually right at 1.
It's
So
right.
really
It's
pick
right.
'em now.
So it's a pick 'em. So still give me
Seattle's
Seattle.
getting one.
Yeah. Yep. Seattle
Web.
Seahawks.
Boys, this is the week I make my move right here. So I'm on an island with two teams. I'm doubling up on Detroit for the dog right now.
Nice.
Get a Monday night.
All right.
I dig it. All right, that's a good pick.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia Eagles, kind of what we mentioned earlier. Again, it's tough to double, but I got a good feeling about them today, getting 3.5. That spread just is perfect. I think, like Zook said, I think they could have a chance to win. Regardless, I don't think Cousins will win that game by a touchdown. So I'm going to take the Eagles plus 3.5 against the Minnesota Vikings for my underdog.
Nice.
And, gentlemen, we now have what we like to call the locks of the week. All right? So this is the big one. What do you got, Zook?
So for the locks, I went back and forth. I almost doubled down on the Chiefs at one point, and I almost took another team double down. What was the second game we did after Chiefs?
Yeah.
It was the
Eagles. It was
Eagles,
the Eagles.
yeah.
I almost doubled down on them, but I that burned me last time. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take the Chargers. They're
don't wanna
minus
do that.
6.5.
Chargers currently.
Well, it's less than a touchdown, I
loves them
believe.
Chargers, man.
he does. Love
They
They're
it.
are,
at home
they are
in
minus
prime
6.
time.
Minus 6.
They're at home in prime time. I think they can win. I hope they can beat a
He
third-string
told you,
quarterback
Keep locking on those Chargers, dude.
by a touchdown.
I am going with my lock. Who am I taking? Got to look at the notes.
Come on, Nick.
I literally just
I'm running the whole production, still getting my picks in here.
No,
Come on, dog.
just forgot. Okay, I am doubling down on the Los Angeles Rams against the 49ers. Again, lot of hype against the Niners. People are buying into the Niners. They're not for real. The Rams are going to win this one. Again, it's only -3, and the Rams are at home. So I think they cover that easy and get a lot of touchdowns through the air to my guy Cooper Kupp because he's on my fantasy team. So
Here
give me
we
the
go
Rams.
again, the fantasy team.
I mean, I'm 4-1 in locks. I'm 80%. So you take my picks.
All right, Big Web.
Pick the 49ers. Do it.
My lock, as always, is a smoked par fried wings here at Cafe Telegraph. For sure.
Nice plug.
Nice.
Nice
But
plug.
in football for today, you got to give me the Niners directly agaest Nick Hill.
Look at
Wow.
this. We are
Absolutely.
going against
Dude,
each other in our
the picks have
locks.
been nuts
Making
today.
a move.
We're going
I don't
against
know if it's the music or what.
Big
but the
Web.
picks have been
Everybody's
crazy.
fired up today.
Big Web are going against each other in locks and in fantasy this week. And I gave him an
And he
extra.
helped me.
He had a quarterback on bye and a defense on bye about half an hour before game time, and I went in and picked up 2 for him. So
And he's playing me today.
yeah, because I still want to beat you after helping you, which I
I
will.
think that's
What
what,
a
he,
guy.
Nick just wants to talk shit once he helps you and still beats your ass.
that's absolutely.
That's a BOTB difference.
That's the BOTV difference right there, baby.
I'm going with the Ravens -10.5. I couldn't love this pick
that's
more,
ballsy.
and that's what freaking scares me.
That's ballsy.
Cincinnati Bengals, they just suck.
They
They
do.
just are so
Bad.
bad. I think the Ravens beat them by 21. I think this is an absolute blowout today. Give me the Ravens -10.5. That's my lock of the week. And put your money on it, put the mortgage on it, put everything on it.
Well, I'm homeless from the Falcons, so still looking. Maybe I can use some of my winnings from all my picks and picking Big Web's best bet of the week to buy a home.
There you go.
And if you are going to buy a home, K. Weber, Remax Gold.
K. Roberts.
K. Roberts, Remax Gold.
Right
Used
there.
to be
Weber
K. Used to be
Roberts.
K. Weber.
Those are maiden name.
Yeah, that's
K.
right.
Weber
You're
Roberts.
there. You're there.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Big Web.
Gentlemen, there are our picks. Big Web has to give us his best bet of the week before we wrap this one up at Cafe T, 2650 Telegraph Road. Again, come on down. We'll be here all day watching football. And watch me win, watch Nick lose. Dad, what do you got for the best bet?
All right, gentlemen, we have $145 left in the bank. So what do you do? When
we
you
had
have
200.
Nope, we lost last week. We had we had 295. We lost 150 last week. So what do you do when you're down to 145? You remain aggressive, baby. So we're gonna do a $45 two-team parlay. We are taking the under in the Rams-Niners game, under 50.5. And we're taking the over in the Lions-Packers game on Monday night. So a two-way parlay. Under in the Rams-Niners, over in the Packers-Lions game.
What's the over-under for Packers-Lions? 50?
45.
40? Really?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
wow. 45.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I had a 5-team teaser, but because the panel likes a lot of my picks, I'm stretching it out to this 8-team teaser. I got an 8-team teaser.
Go from 2 to 8.
We are putting another $45 on here. So they were betting 90 of our total 145. So here we go. Houston Texans plus 11.5. New Orleans Saints plus 10. Philadelphia Eagles plus 10.5. San Francisco 49ers plus 10. Rams under 57.5. Dallas just has to win the ball game, minus a half. Detroit plus 11. And the over 38 in the Packers-Lions game and a teaser.
Can you text us that so we can put it out there so people can read it?
I can.
Okay.
I can. And it's 45 pays 450. It's a 10-1 bet. We're
That's
going
a
for it
10-1
Nice.
bet.
Spending $90.
All right.
I like it.
There you go. 8-team teaser. The, was it 2-team parlay?
Yep.
That's just a straight parlay, right? Not a teaser?
That's a straight parlay. Yeah.
The under and 50.5 Rams 49ers parlay it with the over Packers Lions right at 45. I'm surprised at that line. I mean, in Green Bay with those offenses.
Oh, I was too.
Are they thinking Green Bay is going to shut down Detroit? I think that's probably what they're thinking, I guess.
Nah, Rodgers ain't
It's
throwing any touchdowns.
It's not the other way. They're not thinking
I mean,
Detroit's going to. Yeah.
Rodgers
right.
ain't throwing any touchdowns.
If it finished 17-21 or 24-21, I don't think you'd be shocked. Like, the NFC North typically doesn't have those high-scoring shootouts.
But when you tease that down to 38, a 20-20 ball game gets that.
Oh, it's
yeah,
great,
no,
yeah.
yeah, that's a great
Definitely.
play.
There you go. There's Big Web's best bet of the week, and that's our picks, and that's week 6 of the BOTB Football Show. Guys, thank you so much. Once again, shout out to our great sponsors, Cafe Telegraph, 2650 Telegraph Road, the best smoked meats in town, coldest beer, and as Nick says, the coldest water as well.
Coldest water.
That's true.
Coldest water.
K. Roberts, Remax Gold, Family Finance Mortgage, and St. Louis Distillery. And I did get a text that I didn't say the wrong number. I gave the office number, but Sarah Barron, we have, this is what, they do. K. Roberts and Sarah Barron are people that they say, contact us directly. We'll take you on our cell phone. You don't need to call the office. We'll talk to you whenever you need help. So her mobile number, 314-537-1282. 314-537-1282. And you can also get her on the email. So it's sarah@familyfinancemortgage.com or sbarron, that's SBARRON 2016 at outlook.com. So there you go. Shout out to our great sponsors, and shout out to St. Louis Distillery. Nick, Brew Vodka, $19.99. Go get a bottle today.
It's delicious. If you're looking for a hot date night for your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you grab a group of friends, take your family over there. We're going to be over there, possibly doing a show over there in this fall as the holiday season comes upon us. It makes a nice gift, too. So head on over there and tell them TJ and Nick from Brews on the Balcony sent you. You get a free tasting and a free tour, and they're good people.
All right. Shout out to our great people out there, our great sponsors. For Big Web, for Nick, for Zook, I'm TJ. Good luck this week, guys.
Use my picks. I'm the winner.